Okay, hello everyone, it's William DeBoyke here doing the results from the 21st to the 25th of March 2011. I'm recording this today on Monday the 28th. First of all, guys, I want to apologise about the lack of, in fact, the non-existent emails last week. As some of you already know, those of you that are in the room anyway, my trading room will know. Last week I was pretty ill, majority of the week. Luckily, it's not myself trading the system anyway, so that didn't cause that any problems. But I am the one who will be try to send out the emails every day at least. And for majority of last week, I wasn't in a state to do so. It's pretty much spending all day in bed. So firstly, I do apologise about that, and I'll send out an email today anyway. Email should be fine again from today. Fine at the moment anyway for anyone that cares. Doubt anyone does, but those of you that do care, much better now, and can't see any problems. It's actually the first time I've been ill in about 5 years, so don't worry, it's not a regular occurrence. Anyway, so let's talk about the results, and so from the 21st to the 25th. We had that initial trade, as I said. I believe I actually mentioned this in last week's video, but we had that initial trade that closed. Actually, no, the Euro US. In fact, we didn't have the Euro US trade close at the time. Or did we? No, I don't think we did. But anyway, we had the Euro US trade from the 17th, which actually closed on the 22nd. So that closed on Tuesday, which was a nice win. I mean, we spoke about it in last week's video. And then ended up taking profit. Unfortunately, that is pretty much where the fun ends as far as a decent trading week. And as I said, that Euro US I wouldn't even count towards this week. I'd count it towards last week. So this week overall wasn't the best week in the world. Conditions have still been pretty difficult, but without any excuses, it just wasn't the best week by a long shot. I'll go through the results anyway and explain exactly what trades we took, where they were taken, and how they ended up doing. So we had that Euro US, but that was from the 17th. So as far as actual trades this week were concerned, in fact, we did have a couple of other trades from the week before close out as well. We had a Euro Pound trade, although I think, that closed on the 21st. We had a Euro Pound trade closed on the 21st, and also the Aussie US trade closed on the 21st. I believe I mentioned both of them. They were both taken on the 18th and both closed on the 21st. The Euro Pound was break even and the Aussie was take profit. So I believe I mentioned them in last week's video. If I didn't, then they're just going to be missing. Everyone should have realised them, hopefully. Then this week, as far as actual trades that were taken and closed this week, we currently have no open trades. So the trades so last week we had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades, I believe, according to this. And unfortunately all 5 actually ended up losing. Not all of them for the full amount, they ended up getting a little stopped out. So I'll talk through them anyway. So the first trade we had was on the 21st itself, so that was on Monday. That was a Euro Yen trade, which I'll bring up here. And that's taken on the 21st. We can see that over here. The Euro Yen itself, we were looking for the market to continue to move up. Once again, it's still a little bit sketchy. Last week was a lot better as for the yen. We've seen the markets trying to push them up. We also had comments from other countries saying that they don't want the value of the yen to get too high. It's not beneficial for anyone to have a high yen. It's not beneficial for Japan. It's not beneficial for any other country. Well, perhaps a couple of countries, but generally speaking, it's not very beneficial to anyone. They export a lot. A high yen means it's going to cost everyone else more to export. It means exports are going to go down. It costs everyone more to import, I should say. It means exports are going to go down. And it's going to affect the economy quite drastically. Reason we saw that, of course, we've seen the Japanese stock markets take a huge dive. We've seen derivatives being sold off heavily. So the yen actually ended up gaining strength off the back of that. As we know, the yen and the dollar is a safe haven. Whenever there's bad news, they're both going to gain strength. So we saw them initial movements the first week after Friday, after the earthquake. Last week was the second week. Market was a lot more quiet. There's still a little bit of movement, but overall it's a lot more quiet. Unfortunately, we were expecting things to settle down a little bit, expecting the market to sort of get back into the swing of things. Didn't really happen. You can see looking at the charts here, it was all relatively flat. Saw a little bit of movement to the downside, and we saw the market push back up. And the market actually, at the current moment of time of me speaking, is pretty much where we entered that Euro Yen trade on this time last week. So last Friday, Monday even. So there we go. You can see my illness is getting me confused with all kind of stuff. So so we ended up taking a full loss on the Euro Yen, unfortunately. bit of a shame. Next trade we took was on the 23rd. In fact, we had quite a few. In fact, the rest of the trades were all done on the 23rd. We had a total of 4 trades done on the 23rd. First one that was taken was a buy on the pound Swiss franc, which I will show you guys now. If we move this over here, let's bring this up. Okay, so we had a buy on the pound Swiss franc here. Once again, you can see the pounds. I mean, the pound's been a right dog recently. Extremely choppy. I mean, I'm not trying to justify the trade. So, but anyway, yeah, we got triggered in there. Hovered around for a little while, as you can see, and then eventually moved down. Continued to chop around for a bit as well afterwards. So we ended up getting stopped out of that one. Once again, a full loss on there. Then we had the other trade also on the 23rd was the cable was the next one. Also a buy trade, as we can see here. The pound last week just decided to come flying down. We finally broke through the 1.63 level, so we were actually expecting the market to continue to push higher, looking for at least 1.64 to be reached, and then overall actually 1.7 in total. But unfortunately the market, as soon as it broke out, decided to come flying right the way back down again. And then today, we can see here on the charts, we've come all the way down to 1.6 again, and we're actually now starting to potentially, not definitely, but potentially starting to bounce off of there as well. Got 1.6 here, as you can see. If we look at that on the daily charts, it looks like we're going to fail to close below there again today. And this is almost 2 months now of being in this small range on the cable. You can see there today, dip down right the way back up at the moment. So yeah, it could close below 1.63, but it's not looking that likely at this moment in time. So yeah, chances are we'll probably start to head back up here again afterwards. But anyway, it's full stop loss on the cable. The next trade was on the euro US dollar, which was also a buy trade. If we have a look at that here. Here we go. Very, very quick trade this one. It was sort of in and out almost instantly. Once again, we're still expecting the euro US to move up, and personally I still think it will. But it's just had a bit of, bit bigger of a pullback than we were personally expecting. So we decided to go long here, and as you can see, the market just dropped pretty much straight away, so it didn't work out well at all, unfortunately. So yeah, that was that one on there. And then the final trade was a sell on the euro yen, which we can have a look at here. So as you can see, basically our mindset here was, market come up, expecting it to push up, came back down, and so we said, okay, fine, it's now decided that it wants to move down, and then it decided to pull back up again. So it's kind of like a no-win situation there, and unfortunately came back up to there. So yeah, pretty disappointing week if I'm totally honest. I mean, last week was much better. As I say, worked out pretty profitable last week, especially that euro US trade ended up closing in profit. So we'll see how we go. I mean, it's been a tough month overall. We still got this week left, well, at least till Thursday of this week left. So we see how we go leading up to that. But it is pretty difficult. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. So we'll just see how it goes anyway. And yeah, we'll decide at the end of the month, and obviously get our results out as soon as possible from there. But yeah, things aren't looking too terrible. Market as a whole seems to be moving along a little bit better now. But like I said, we've still got a few pairs. We've recently had the Aussie breakout today, which is looking promising. But we've still got things like the cable still hovering around. Euro US, as I say, we'd expect to start to move up. Dollar Swiss franc coming back down as well. So we seem to have agreement on most of these pairs, which is good. And it's just going to be a case if they follow through and we get everything we want. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If anyone's got any questions, guys, you know where to find me. You can send me an email via the website or contact me on Skype. My Skype ID is WD4X. And I'd be more than happy to go through any questions that anyone has. So until then, take care, guys. Hopefully it'll be a good week this week. And yeah, I'll speak to you again next week. Thank you.